Hello there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. I'm buzzing. Oh my word, what a difference a few days makes, man. From the absolute fury, the VAR injustice, and the sheer frustration of that Arsenal game, we now sit here buzzing after a phenomenal 4-1 demolition at Aston Villa. Ah, man. This was more than just a 3 point. This was a statement, and this was the Chelsea that I know and love. But hang on, yeah, before I get carried away, because while we were celebrating, the Premier League table was doing or is doing its usual dance of infuriation. We'll get to that, and why my blood is still boiling despite the incredible win. Let's just try and relive the glorious night. So Wednesday night, Villa Park, an absolute fortress, right? We're coming off a loss where our discipline was shocking. The pressure was immense, and Liam Rosino, to his credit, stuck with his gun, and we lined up in a familiar 4-2-3-1. Jorgensen in goal, a surprise start over Sanchez after that Arsenal howler, and fair play to Rosino for making that call. And it was it was bold of him, because if Chelsea had lost the game, okay, hell would have broken loose. Okay, so fair play to uh, uh, Liam Rosino for that. And we could see the difference why Liam Rosino went for Jorgensen. Jorgensen is clearly better than Robert Sanchez when it comes to use of the ball. And it was obvious and evident in this game because Jorgensen used his ball playing ability to trigger play and set traps for the Aston Villa, actually giving the Chelsea team, one man advantage. And a back four of Gusto, Fofana, Chaluba, and Heto. And our midfield, we had the pivot of Rhys James. Yep, our captain back in midfield, a tactical masterstroke alongside Moises Caicedo, and ahead of them was Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and Garnacho across the attacking midfield. And then leading the line was our hat-trick hero, JOAO Pedro. Villa, under Unai Emery, also went to the 4-2-3-1, looking to use their pace to exploit our defensive vulnerabilities that we all know does exist. Martinez in goal, Matthew Cash, Konsa, Tyrone Mings, and Ian Matson as the back four, with Liam Bailey, Buendia, and Rogers, and then Watkin leading the attack. They came out like a house on fire in the first few minutes, just as we expected in their own stadium, chasing a Champions League spot. And talk about a nightmare start, didn't he? 2 minutes in, 2 minutes in, Leon Bailey, who is always a threat, drives down the right and whips a crossing. Oli Watkins dummied the ball, and Douglas Lewis was there to convert the chance unmarked, and he slotted in past them Jorgensen, and Chelsea was 1 goal down. Again, I swear my heart sank. I was like, here we go again. I was like, another one of those days. And that's just how I felt. It felt like it was going to be just one of those days again. And this time around, it was different. This time we didn't crumble. We responded, we pushed, we pressed, and Emi Martinez was already being called into actions, denying Joao Pedro from a Garnacho cross, and denying Cole Palmer as well. And honestly, it looked like we should have had a penalty call. Okay, we should have had a penalty. Okay, Rhys James goes down under a challenge from Ian Watson in the box, and it looked stonewall to me. But the referee waved it away, and VAR predictably decided it wasn't clear and obvious. Some things just don't change. Okay, we didn't let it get to us. We kept pushing, and in the 35th minute, the equalizer came, and it was a beautiful, goal. Okay, from a sublime pass from Enzo Fernandez, sweeping a long ball perfectly weighted, and it found its way to Malugusto, who ran to it and made a cross down, and who was there to convert it. It was a fantastic pass. It was a fantastic tapping goal. Okay, and Joao Pedro was there. He tapped it in and it made it 1-1, and just what we needed. And then just before halftime, pure magic. Enzo Fernandez again threading a pass through Villa's defense, and Joao Pedro was there to convert it, and he dinks it across Emi Martinez, and VAR checks, sigh of relief, goal 2-1 to Chelsea, and just like that, we are gone from an early goal conceded to leading at the break at Villa Park. The belief, you could feel it, yeah. The momentum had changed completely, and Villa came on in the second half trying to exert some pressure, but we absorbed it well. And then 10 minutes in, we struck again. The goal that really gave us breathing room, the one that broke Villa's spirit, and a vicious Rhys James cross is parried by Emi Martinez, and who was there? Centrally, perfectly placed, no other person than Cole Palmer. He thumped it in very well, 3-1. And that's Palmer's first non-penalty goal since November, by the way. And it was so important to finally see him score from open play. From that moment onward, it was all Chelsea. Villa's eye line, which Unai Emery likes to play, became our playground. We started exploiting that spacing behind, running rampant, and we wasted a few chances because Garnacho should have also scored. I don't know how he managed not to score, how he didn't score. Okay, Garnacho anyway was unselfish and brilliant. He exploits the eye line again and gets him behind and squares it for Joao Pedro to tap it in his third, and it's a first hat-trick for Joao Pedro as a Chelsea player. What a night for him, man. What a night. There were some concerns because unfortunately Fofana went down clutching his hamstring, which is a worry for me. But it was great to see Romelu Lavia get another 15 minutes, and he looked composed, recycling possession, and Marco Cucurella made his return from injury to Villa threw on Jadon Sancho and Barkley, and even Tammy Abraham came on, okay, and hit the crossbar, but the game was already done 4-1, and it was comfortable and carefree for Chelsea. Now let's quickly talk about player assessment. First off, I'm going to start with Joao Pedro, who scored his first hat-trick for as a Chelsea player, and I would have given him a 10 out of 10, but I will just not do that. I'll just stick to I'll give him a 9 out of 10, because what can I say? A hat trick hero. His movement, his hold up play, and his finishing absolutely sublime. Liam Rosino praised him afterwards, saying that his left-footed goal was world class. But what was even more delighted, what he was even more delighted with was the two tappings, because he was in the right place at the right time, and we have worked really hard on that. Joao Pedro himself called it a dream night for himself, and he's living his dream. He was involved in all four goals, and boy, oh boy, what a signing Joao Pedro has been. He has scored 14 non-penalty goals. He has scored 14 non-penalty league goals. He's behind Haaland, this Brentford striker Igor or something, and one other person. Okay, and he has scored 14 non-penalty goals. That's just how good Joao Pedro has been this season. Then second, we'll go with Cole Palmer. I'm going to give Cole Palmer 8 out of 10 because he's got a crucial goal, always looking dangerous, and he's always making those teasing run. He looked back to his physical best today. Okay, and he also came back. He also came out after the game and confirmed that the game against Aston Villa looked like his best game since he returned from injury. So yeah, I'm giving Cole Palmer 8 out of 10. And then Alejandro Garnacho, I'm giving him also an 8 because he looked brilliant, confident, and he was involved. Great assist for the hat-trick, and he should have scored himself, but his selfless play was also fantastic. Aside that, there was a pass that Cucurella made that Garnacho should have converted. I wonder why he wasn't able to. That's a problem we have, and I hope he's going to do well to work on that. And then let's talk about Enzo Fernandez. Okay, let's just talk about Enzo Fernandez for a second. He dictated the play. That long ball for the first goal was so beautiful to see. Was just absolutely beautiful. Okay, and his pass for Pedro's second goal as well was also pure world class. It, I, the man, we keep a lot of fans keep going off at him and having it off against Enzo Fernandez. But one thing I'm going to credit Enzo Fernandez is that he doesn't shy from criticism. He doesn't run away from 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 anything. He faces everything, and this man keeps breaking and defying. I mean, he keeps shorting critics. He keeps he doesn't say much. Okay, he does is talking on the pitch, and against Aston Villa, he was at the heart of everything. Okay, and that was so beautiful, and he's one of my favorite players. From the days of Benfica, he's caught my attention, and when Chelsea signed him, the way he kept spraying passes in the early days as a Chelsea player, in his early days as a Chelsea player, actually won me over. Okay, a lot of people do not see how immense and how important Enzo Fernandez is to this team. The only way we get to find out is on the day that we'll lose Enzo Fernandez to 2 to 3 weeks of injury, and we'll see just how well Enzo Fernandez is, or how important Enzo Fernandez is to this Chelsea side. But I hope that doesn't happen. I hope he doesn't get injured. Sooner or later, we'll need to give him some time to rest because he's been he's been one of those ever-present players in this Chelsea side. Anyway, that's enough of the praises for Enzo Fernandez. Otherwise, there's a lot I could say about Enzo Fernandez. And now let's talk about Reece James. Okay, our captain. He was everywhere in the midfield today and unsung hero tonight. Okay, unlocking Enzo he was the one who allowed Enzo Fernandez dictate the play, and he unlocked Enzo Fernandez to play his football, and we all saw what Enzo Fernandez did with the ball. Then let's talk about Malo Gusto. Strong run, excellent assist for the first goal, and he was solidly defensive today. He was very, very good on and off the ball, and I hope that we can see more of that, and Malo Gusto can be consistent in that regard. Then Philip Jorgensen, he had a nervous start with the. Did I give Malo Gusto a rating? I'm giving him a 7. Reece James, I'm giving Reece James an 8 if I didn't give him his rating. Okay, so for Felix Jorgensen, I'm giving him a 7 because he had a nervous start with an early goal, but made some stellar saves, including a massive denial of Oli Watkin, and he grew into the game, coming out to claim crosses, win area duels. I mean, claiming balls in the air and all that was good. And then Chalobah, I'm giving Chalobah a 7. He made several crucial interventions and was tidying up, was cleaning up everything. And then Joel Eto, I'm giving Joel Eto a 6 because he had a tough start against Aston Villa, but improved as the game went on. And then Caicedo wasn't his usual best today, but because he was getting caught out sometimes, but he did it. He did his job, put in the shift that needs to. And so Liam Rosino was beaming afterwards. He said it was a very, very good evening for the boys, and he was very proud of the players, especially after the Arsenal defeat. He called the win in response, and he even brought up that denied Reece James penalty again, saying that I do not understand how we do not get a penalty. It is a clear penalty on Reece James, and couldn't agree anymore for me. I couldn't agree anymore. Okay, he emphasized that the win is only significant if we back it up, and that we have to be consistent, and is spot on there. I hope these boys will get the message and understand that every game onward now till the end of the season is very important. They have to put in strong shift every game. Put as in every game they have to give it their 100%, nothing less or nothing short of 100%. Okay, so what does this mean for Chelsea now? It moves us back into the 5th position in the Premier League table, just 3 points behind Aston Villa in 4th, and 4 points behind Manchester United, who also lost their game against a 10-man Newcastle United. The Champions League qualification hopes are well and truly alive. We just need to be around the conversation and, like I said, put in good shift every time we go on the field to play. Okay, and we are right there breathing down their necks, and this was an absolutely massive 3 point in the race for Euro. But here is where my anger flares right back up. Okay, while we were dispatching Villa, the other result came in. Manchester City drew 2-2 at home to Nottingham Forest. Forest, who are fighting for relegations, yeah, twice came from behind to take point off Manchester City, and Arsenal beat Brighton away. It was a scrappy win, but Bukayo Saka scored the only goal, and this means that Arsenal are now 7 points clear at the top of the table. Seven, seven. Okay, and you know what? It makes me furious because it's not because Arsenal are playing brilliant, scintillating football week in, week out. It's because the rest of the league, okay, and especially the other title contenders like City are being inconsistent, dropping silly points, and frankly, they are playing badly at crucial moment. And I swear, if Arsenal win this league, yeah, especially with City dropping points like this, London will not hear the last of it. The arrogance, the insistent noise from their fan base, it will be unbearable. It's infuriating. Okay, when you see them grind out results where they are where they are outpossessed and outshot, and yet they still get the 3 points because other teams fail. This title race should be tighter, yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's supposed to be more competitive than this. So while I'm over the moon about our win, this Arsenal situation is truly grinding my gears. We need to be consistent. We need to be consistently taking points off these teams too, so we don't have to listen to it. So to wrap up, it was a huge result, a statement victory that shows what this team is capable of doing when they click. JOAO Pedro's, the Cole Palmer's, the Garnachos, Enzo Fernandez, and even Malagusto. They were all incredible last night, and we showed resilience, clinical finishing, and hopefully a new level of maturity. Now we have to back it up, and this is where I'm calling the guys. I hope this video gets to them. Okay, we need consistency. We need to keep pushing for that Champions League spot, and fingers crossed will be there. Okay, in the amongst those that qualifies for the Champions League. Let me know what you guys think about the Villa performance. Who impressed you the most, and are you annoyed just as I am about the Arsenal lead? And let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and hit that like button if you're still buzzing. Subscribe to the 6 Yard Banter for all the Chelsea takes, and make sure those notifications are turned up. I'll be here to give you guys any other news if there's anything that comes up between now and the weekend. Until then, stay tuned and look out, or check this. Don't forget, check this space out. Until then, it's Chelsea first, rivals next. Peace.